Hi everyone, I have 3 easy recreation ideas that I think you will like. So let's see what I'm making today and make sure you subscribe. DIY number 1, winter sign. The supplies needed include a 5x7 piece of flat wood, white chalk paint, some aged paper, black Chalkology paint, rubber spreader, Mod Podge, and a chalk couture transfer. And this one is Silver White Winters. Now this is a recreation by Angel Nicole. Last year she did a cozy winter DIY, so check out her channel to see her snowflake design. I painted a 5x7 piece of wood with white chalk on the front and back, and then I let it dry. And I had a sheet of free romantic age paper that I printed from my computer, and I began tearing it and randomly putting it on the wood with Mod Podge. And you can spread a generous amount of Mod Podge on the wood, and then you can position the torn paper however you like it until you're satisfied. I put the large piece on first, and then I completed it with the other pieces. And to give it a winter vibe, I had to use a transfer that I received from Chalk Couture, and it was a perfect size for this piece of wood. Now, one of the important things that you need to know that it is important to fuzz the transfer before placing it over the wood. So I did that, and next I laid the Chalk Couture transfer over the board after the paper was dry. You don't want to do it while the paper is wet. Then I took a rubber spreader and covered the Chalk Couture transfer with Chalkology paste until the papered wood was covered. And I did this on both sides. So I did the first side with kind of an ocean mist, and it came out kind of a little bit too light, so I did another one in black so that the transfer would stand out. And you can heat transfer this by putting parchment paper on and then using a warm iron. Now, I didn't do that part. However, I did let it air dry, and then you can put another coat of Mod Podge on it if you want to kind of seal it. And after that, make sure you clean your chalk transfer after you have completed the project. And this is how it turned out. You set it on the shelf and you enjoy. Every time you walk by, you'll see Silver White Winters. Because in the state where I live, it is cold and we get lots of snow. So I might as well enjoy that. Now this is an open playlist recreation with the host 6 kids and a glue gun and Crafty Art Shack. And the co-host is Lady Red Crafting. These are sweet and amazing women with wonderful channels. So check them out and see what they're making. And be sure to subscribe, like, save, comment, and share. The link to their channels is in the description box below. In addition, be sure to follow all of the other collaborators and show them some love. And the link to the playlist is in the description box below. So now on to DIY number 2. Now this is something a little bit different. This is a fancy Dollar Tree pen. That's a writing pen. The supplies needed include beads of any color. Now, I looked in my stash for something red or something pink, and I just didn't have enough beads with a large opening. You need some super glue or E6000, a head pin, 8mm bead cap, and a Dollar Tree pen. Now, this is a recreation by Treasure Books. She made some fancy pens that are from Dollar Tree. These are wonderful to write notes, but you're not going to want to write a 10-page essay with this pen, but it is simply beautiful. So you start out by removing the ink from the plastic pin casing and you put it aside because there's some other things that you're going to need to do. I chose several beads with large openings to fit the ink stem. And I used what was in my stash, and most of the beads that had a large enough opening were turquoise, so I went with that. And the first bead must fit all the way down to the end without falling off, because you have a little piece there near the end that kind of will keep the bead from falling off, but you have to choose the right bead. I use glue to adhere each bead to the other until you reach the top. And I had a total of, I think, 11 beads. But depends on how large or how small the beads are. You can use more or you can use less. But one of the things you want to think about is the comfort of the pen. A head pin was glued at the top and threaded through a bead cap, followed by a smaller bead. Now I had a bead with an attachment point and I used a ring to attach the tassel. You can also use a charm, and like I said, for this project I used a total of 11 beads. Now the head pin is going to go inside the ink stem, and it is sometimes very long, so you don't want it to touch the ink, so you may have to cut it and make it a bit shorter. Now I did not have to cut mine because it was a perfect size. However, you do have to bend it slightly at the end, and that way when you push it into the opening you will get a secure hold when you glue the final bead in. I stood it upright during the night and it was good to go in the morning. I used this to write short notes, and look how pretty this looks against a beautiful Dollar Tree notepad. And it's pretty comfortable, but you have to think about how to place the beads. But I just love it. And with the little tassel on there, I think it just looks so fancy. DIY number 3, floating heart candles. The supplies needed include a Dollar Tree pink candle, pan and some water, and of course you need the stove because you're going to have to heat the water, Dollar Tree silicone heart mold, and candle wicks. Now this was an easy project because the supplies were minimal, and this recreation was created by Sarah Jane, Cheek on the Cheap. Now, I did not find a mold like hers, but I found 3 separate larger molds made out of silicone. So there were these silicone molds in one package. So I just used that. The Dollar Tree had different colored candles in tall glass jars. And because of Valentine's Day coming soon, I chose one pink candle, because I felt that the wax that was in that candle should be able to fill up these 3 heart molds. I put it in a pot that I only use for melting candles, and I put it on medium heat and just let the wax melt. And it took a little bit, but that's okay. I made my other DIYs while I was waiting for that. I poured the wax into the 3 molds, making sure I filled it to the top. Now, I tried putting the wicks in first, but when I poured the wax in, the wicks just floated to the top. So therefore, I poured the wax in first, and then I placed the wicks in the middle. The wicks were from some old candle DIYs that I had, so I used some bamboo skewers to keep the wicks straight. Then I trimmed the wick, put the candles in a bowl filled with water, and lit them for a romantic vibe. It is so pretty, especially when you dim the lights. Let me know what you think. I think it's beautiful. If you've liked what you've seen, please subscribe, like, save, and comment. I am still waiting to give a prize to a subscriber that comments on the video that reaches that number. Also, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And thanks for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you and love to see what your comments are. So have a happy new year, and remember, as selfishness and complaint pervert the mind, so love with its joy clears and sharpens the vision. This is by Helen Keller. So I'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.